Welcome to News Video Clip. Earlier this year, there was a Melania documentary released by Amazon Prime. That film had a budget of $75 million, of which Melania was paid $28 million. But the film was a huge bomb. It only made $16 million. So what is Amazon Prime going to do next? Of course, they're going to give Melania her own TV reality series. Here is Melania's advisor / stooge, Mark Beckman, announcing this new show on Real America's Voice.
This fall, we are following the film with a docuseries surrounding the First Lady, surrounding Melania Trump. It's a completely different look at her world. It's shot entirely different.
It's completely different because she doesn't live at the White House. That's A. B, who's asking for this? Who wanted this? That is the biggest bomb ever. Amazon lost $1 gazillion. But here's the deal. Jeff Bezos doesn't give a shit because he's making Melania rich, which makes Trump happy. So everybody wins. I mean,
this is absolutely right. Jeff Bezos will take the hit. He'll lose the money on the movie and the TV series to make Melania happy, to make Trump happy, so he can get something in return. So this is basically just a bribe. It's ridiculous. All right, now we're going to move over to Trump's acting Attorney General, Todd Blanche. Now, there's going to be a vote this week to make Todd Blanche the permanent Attorney General. And as a run-up to this vote, he's been doing a lot of lobbying to make sure he gets enough votes. And he did a telephone call with a bunch of right-wing anti-abortion Christians with this group so that he could get their support. And the group was so proud of this phone call, they put it online until it started getting some bad press coverage. But fortunately, the folks over at I've Had It, they have a copy of the phone call from Todd Blanche to this anti-abortion group. And he's going to tell them how he wants to ban, and he's going to ban abortion in every state. Let's listen.
That we're working, hand in hand with HHS and the FDA and the White House and President Trump's team to get permanent solutions so that the Dobbs decision becomes permanent in every single state.
This is what they're after. This is what they've always been after, is women's rights. They've done it on a local level. Now they're doing it on a national level. And here's what I'll say to this. I thought it was always my understanding that Congress is the one that made law. But now he, as Department of Justice Attorney General, he's in charge of that. He's in charge of women's bodies. And let's not forget, he's so worried about fucking children. He's covering up the Epstein class for sex trafficking.
This is absolutely true. We did this story on our last podcast. A journalist and lawyer named Katie Fang has actually had to sue Todd Blanche to make him release the rest of the Epstein files that he has refused to release in violation of federal law. And you might have noticed in that phone call, Blanche said he was going to work with the FDA and also Health and Human Services, HHS, to ban abortion in every state. And Angie Sullivan's right. That actually would take an act of Congress. But clearly they're going to try to use all these agencies to somehow come up with some bogus excuse to ban abortion. And unfortunately, Todd Blanche will probably get approved this week. Now, one of the senators who initially opposed him, but now supports him, is Senator John Cornyn from Texas. And John Cornyn opposed Todd Blanche because of the January 6th slush fund that Trump set up to pay those wacky January 6 rioters. So Todd Blanche agreed to take that fund off the table. But remember, Todd Blanche can always put it back on the table if Trump wants him to. So Senator John Cornyn was asked about this in a recent interview. Let's watch the clip.
The idea of this fund that he wants to find some way to pay these people, does that concern you as someone who's tried to fight against getting this anti-weaponization fund in place?
Well, there's nothing we could do to rein in the president when he said he likes the fund and he.
Okay. That is absolutely pathetic. There's a plenty you could do to rein in this president. First of all, you could impeach him. Second of all, you could try to invoke the 25th Amendment and have him removed from the presidency because of his lack of mental capacity. There are plenty of things you could do, John Cornyn. You just don't have the spine. You just don't have the balls. That's the reality. Okay, now we're going to cut over to Trump's head of the FCC, Brendan Carr. And it's been revealed by ProPublica that Brendan Carr and other FCC officials have been taking bribes from Paramount Skydance while Paramount was trying to successfully buy Warner Brothers. So let's watch this clip from Jennifer Welch at I've Had It.
Let's move along. Of course, the FCC is taking bribes during the Paramount merger. Pop this up. FCC Chair Brendan Carr's latest financial report said Paramount gave him tickets to the 2025 Kennedy Center Gala worth $12,390. He and his wife sat in skybox seats. Such seats sold for $125,000 apiece, according to Kennedy Center guidelines.
Okay, so there you go. ProPublica with some excellent reporting about Brendan Carr literally accepting a bribe from Paramount Skydance so that he'll approve their purchase of Warner Brothers. And we have a link to that ProPublica report, plus all of our other stories right below this video. And that's what makes us different from the right-wing paid influencers, the right-wing professional liars like Joe Rogan, Tim Pool, Benny Johnson, Jimmy Dore, Riley Gaines, Kristen Hawkins, Lila Grace Rose, all of those liars who never back up their claims with actual evidence. We back up every single story and every single podcast. All right, I want to thank everybody for subscribing to this podcast. If this is your first time, please like and subscribe, or you can hate it and subscribe. Or if you really hate me, definitely subscribe. All right, those are all the stories we have for today. We'll be back later with more.